Trogir is a small island connected by a bridge near Split in Croatia. We've just bought tickets to a nearby community for €6. Do you like buses, Charlie?
Not really, but I like them better than walking. I mean, really, it's kind of be the worst way to travel.
A short bus ride finishes at the markets beside the bridge and a cafe. What do you reckon, Charlie?
I think it's pretty nice. I think it's very nice, actually. And, you know, once you get a coffee, I'm sure you'll see it too.
I don't have a coffee problem. I can stop any time as long as I start again in 15 minutes.
Trogir is really kind of small, but they really pack a lot in because the streets are really close together and they meander. It's kind of hard to believe you could get lost in there, but the Kraken did.
Trogir has UNESCO World Heritage listing for its Venetian architecture, so I don't think they can improve the signage. It was founded by Greek people in the 3rd century BC.
The architecture is kind of impressive. The boats that are alongside are also impressive.
There are lovely parklands around the town, right around the perimeter of the island.
At one end of the island there's a fort, and I think they're really missing a trick because it's closed and you can't get into it, but it's a really cool looking castle and the water's really clear and there's a lot of gin palaces around. You can really see why Croatia is full of charter boats in the summer. We were lucky because we're there in the winter, so all the charter boats are just all pinned up. There's also a lot of boats that are obviously owned by the locals, which are not quite as flash as the charter boats.
He's smiling because he nearly threw me in the water. St Mark's Tower is a 15th century gem. It's a battlement built by Venice when they ruled.
It's a really nice waterfront. Obviously the waterfront goes all the way around and it's really quite nice. The accommodation on the other side was markedly cheaper. I mean, even though the 1-bedroom apartment we got here is only like 35 euros a night, I thought, oh, across the road is a lot cheaper, you know, like 20 euros a night. But I thought, I want to be on the island. So I paid the extra. Little did we know the bridge is out. So it was kind of great that I didn't pay for the cheaper accommodation on the other side of the bridge. PJ at this point in time is bored with me, so she's trying to find somebody to spend time with. So she hooked up with a girl from Warm Showers. It's kind of great meeting up with people and seeing other ways that people live.
Emma came up from Split and really helped us understand the place a lot better and the culture.
We spent like a day with her. She just come for a day tour and she was really interesting and hopefully we didn't bore her too much.
Couchsurfing is an app where you can get a free accommodation, but it also allows people who are traveling to find each other and meet up and explore new places together. We're just learning about these tricks and tips so that nomad life is more fun.
Of course, there's lots of churches and lots of little, you know, alleyways and courtyards and just places that are really cool to hang out in. It's a real cafe culture. Around every corner there's another coffee shop and another church.
Everybody wanted a piece of Trogir in the past. It's had Greek, Italian, French and other rulers, and it's been an absolute mess. This is the Romanic house and a cat.
Here's PJ caressing things. At least this one's alive. And of course I'm getting ice cream.
Oh,
Not too bad.
pistachio, it's good.
Yeah. I got lemon sorbet and forest fruits.
I got lemon too, but lemon pie.
Lemon pie.
And pistachio cookies.
Finally, we worked out the ferry was there to take the place of the bridge. So we just hopped over the other side. When we went over here, it was definitely not as interesting as the other side, but we walked over the hill and there was these beautiful beaches and sort of very secluded swimming spots. Of course, the girls had to mess around on kids' swings.
Emma's fault. It's actually holding me. Sort of. If this breaks, it'd be hilarious.
You have to swing. It really feels like you're falling.
Okay, I'm on. Charlie, you're next. Come on, baby. You're next, Charlie. Jump on, jump on. Come on.
I've got the sense you guys are just young. You know, if she hurt herself, somehow this would be my fault. And they're trying to talk me into it. That ain't going to happen. I have sense. One of us has to be growing up. It's quite idyllic.
With that, we had to say goodbye to Emma and then prepare to explore the other side the next day, crossing the bridge to the mainland.
When you go over the bridge, seriously, there's nothing much to see. There's some shopping and there's some really kind of crummy cafes, and there's a place where the ferries leave to go out to the islands.
Trogir is beautiful itself, and the island on the other side is worth exploring, but probably not the mainland. The best place to book your accommodation is inside the Trogir island itself. Our place was hidden away down a little lane. Free sweets.
People were really helpful. We got kind of lost and people showed us the way there. And then PJ took the sweets, which I should have eaten and given it to the people that helped us. It's totally ripped off. She loves doing nice things for other people, especially if it hurts me at the same time. Have I ever told you I'm hard done by? I am.
Poor Charlie. €72.90 for 2 nights is a good deal.
Look at the Charlie! Leaving Trogir.
Okay, today is our last day in Croatia. Our plane's leaving this afternoon and we're just killing a bit of time before the bus leaves to the airport. So we're in Zadar at the moment. We mainly spent time in 3 cities, Zadar, Split and Trogir. Okay, a few quick notes about them. So Zadar is definitely set up for tourists, right? So it's on an island effectively. It's separated from the rest. It's quite reasonable, the prices, even though it's a tourist area. There's really expensive places and there's places that are just chain stores which have the same prices everywhere else. It gets cruise ships that come in almost every day, so there's an influx of people during the day, but it all empties out at night time. And that it's, really its life here is for tourism and schooling. It's got a lot of events on, so almost every night there's something to do, and it's kind of good. And there's islands just off the coast and the ferry port. While the ferry port's probably 2-kilometre walk outside the town, there's a lot of ferries, and there's a couple of ferries that leave from here, but the cheaper ferries leave like 2 kilometres walk out of town, where you walk past beaches 90% of the way. So Zadar is a very good place to come. Split likewise is a great place to come as well. It's more of a city, say the old town, you get a lot of people coming in and out from the city as well, and it doesn't have as many events on, but there's a lot more expats, long-term expats there. So, if you want to hook up with expats, it's really good. And there's a massive ferry port there that goes out to a whole lot of islands. In summer and winter, there's different levels of services. So the next place we went was called Trogir. And Trogir, you can actually catch a ferry from Split to Trogir during the summer, like 4 times a day, but in winter there's nothing running, okay? And Trogir is really only good for a day trip. It's purely a tourist, and it's very small, and there's not much to do, right? So that's my impression. It doesn't have the islands. There's an island that's connected to by bridge, but effectively it's just a day trip, and it's interesting, but not terribly interesting. Okay, my thoughts on Croatia itself. It's really good. It seems to be a European budget destination. So if you're going to the movies, it's like $5 to go, $5 American dollars to go to the movies. A meal here, for 2 of us, is $20. And everything's kind of reasonably priced. We paid accommodation. We probably averaged about €40 a night, but we stayed in apartments the whole time, so it was really good. But I think it's definitely more of a summer destination because it all around beaches and things like that, and I think the prices all go up in the summer.
And the hiking.
And there's hiking, but we had real problems getting to the hiking because of the high winds. Some of the bus services are cancelled, and I think there's snow destinations here too as well. But they're not running at the moment. So and trains. There's no train from Zadar to Split, so you have to catch a bus or drive. And I don't think it's a great bicycle destination. That's my impression. We see a lot of bicycle tourists, but they're really kind of, the infrastructure is not there, so they're sharing the road, quite busy roads with a lot of traffic, you know. So we'll definitely come back here and cycle, but I don't think it's a fantastic cycling destination. But we'll find out next time we come, because next time we come we'll be on cycles. And that gets us the other thing. I think generally I'm not as happy as when I was cycling. I mean, like, this has been an adventure, but a very tame adventure. Feels more like a holiday than a way of life. The expats that we saw, they just coming here because it's warmer than Europe in winter, and you're out of the Schengen zone as well. And they're spending like 3 months here and things like that. And in the winter, you know, the rents are very cheap, so you can negotiate like $500 for a 2-bedroom apartment per month, you know, easily, supposedly $500 US. So, yeah, it might be an option going into the future. Other than that, it's been really good. It's been really good. I think next time, you know, I'll be more, you know, because PJ really didn't like the cold, and I was easily convinced because I wasn't terribly keen on it. But there was a bit of disappointment when we got here, and, you know, I really felt myself coming alive with the cycling, and here it's been a lot more static. You know, we've been a lot more static, and I think I have a lot of regret that we abandoned our plans to go to England. But, you know, it's an adventure.
Next time, we throw ourselves into the crazy world of Bali. If you'd like to add us as a friend on Couch Surfing so we can hang out like we did with Emma, I'll leave a link in the description. We'd love to meet you.